In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to do a localized wind force. Let's get started. For this tutorial, I have multiple marble-like objects here. I also have a fan, and the fan has a collider, capsule collider here at the top. And when the fan, of course, is animated, let me just turn the whole thing here so you can see it. When it swings across and the collider hits the marble objects, it's going to trigger a script and cause a wind effect. So it's super simple. Just going to go right to the script here. And instead of typing it out, I'm just going to show you the script in case you want to grab it, and then I'm going to explain how this works. So at the beginning, of course, it's grabbing, this script is on the marbles themselves. As you can see, it is right here on each one. And the script, when it starts, it grabs the rigid body of the marble. And then I use the on trigger stay. And the reason for that is then you don't have to do like a bool or anything like that to tell it that it's being affected by it. It'll turn on and off with the collider touching it or not. So what this is going to do is it's going to check for a compare tag on the game object that the collider that's running into the marble is connected to, and that is, of course, the head of the fan here, and then of course I have the tag wind here. So that's the tag it's looking for because the collider is connected to that game object. So I put the tag wind, so that will be true in the script. So when it is hit by that collider specifically, what it does is it gets a direction. So what we want is we want to know which way to push the marbles. So we get a direction from the marble to the fan. So we have that line. So we know we want to push it the opposite direction of that. And again, this isn't like a super realistic wind model, but it definitely gets the job done for anything small scale. It doesn't have to be perfect. So we get that vector from the fan towards the marble, and that is done here. So that's the direction we want the force to go in. And this is the transform of the marble, and then here's the transform in position of the fan here. So then we want the distance between the two, and the reason for that is I want the force to be greater for objects that are closer to the fan. So that's what happens here. So when we get the vector, we also get the distance between the two objects, the marble and then the fan. And then that is plugged into the force that's being applied to the marble or its rigid body here. So we get the direction, we're adding force the direction, and then we're multiplying it by this equation, which I just changed this here from 1 down because the force was way too great. I could have increased this size times 10, but I just lowered this size of it. So, and then we do an impulse because it's happening every frame that it's in there. So it's just a quick impulse, and it adds up. So it increases the force, and it's based on distance. So of course you could put a adjustable variable here that you can adjust in game, and that would adjust the force of the fan. But just for this demonstration, I just wanted to do the simplest script possible to get this effect. And now I will show you what this does on those objects. And you can see that I staggered these so you can see which one's closer. So they should get pushed further because they're being affected more. Also, keep in mind that the teddy bear one here, he's going to move first because the fan, when it rotates, because it's that close, it's actually going to hit the teddy bear first before it hits the eyeball one out there. So just keep that in mind. And then here's what it looks like. Just like that. So that's a basic localized wind force tutorial for affecting rigid bodies. Hope you enjoy. Thanks.